Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my King Arthur Legends Rise mobile game content. So today I want to show you a trick that's going to help you be the boss. I'm going to show you a trick that's going to help you place better in one of the events that's currently going on right now. So when they just released the game on November the 27th, just a few days ago, one of the events that they put in place, along with the Guinevere event dungeon and the event hero dungeon, was the stamina consumption event, was the Monster Hunter ranking event. Now you can see right now by looking at the rankings that I'm doing pretty good, and I haven't really put a ton of work into trying to advance in this event, but I am in 6th place, so that does mean that I have put in quite a bit of work already actually, but it's because I've been working on other things and I just have been killing a lot of monsters really. But if you want to specifically focus on this event and doing well on it, I'm going to show you a trick as far as one of the best areas to farm so that you get the most points possible that you can, and then that will help you shoot up the rankings. Now with a score like 4,799, I highly doubt that I'm 6th in the world. Okay, so what I think is going on here is I think they are using instanced leaderboards like other games do. So there's another game that I cover that I make content on called Game of Thrones Legends. One way they do it is whenever there's an event or something like that, they will make a leaderboard that is like, 50 people or 100 people, and that's it. And then they will make multiple versions of that leaderboard, and it just depends on whichever one you got thrown into is who you match up against. So in this one I have a level 34 that has obviously put a lot of work into it. He's 3 times the score I am. He's got 12,800. But if you were to take this and factor it out of the players in the world, it'd probably be way crazier high than that. So I'm just in what I would consider a fairly hardcore bracket, but not totally hardcore, because I'm not gonna lie, I have been putting a lot of work into my account, so I have been doing a lot of stuff. But I wouldn't consider this to be the most hardcore bracket on the server, that type of thing, and this may be spread across multiple servers. I'm not really sure how they work their server architecture, so no telling. But if you want to do better, one of the things you got to look at is how you earn points. So if you defeat monsters, you get 2 tokens for each one. If you defeat boss enemies, you get 3 tokens for each one. So what you want to do is you want to find a mission that's relatively easy, but that has a lot of enemies and has a boss in it. So one of the better ones that I have been able to find, based on some content that I saw on the internet from an early access player, he said that he felt like this was one of the better ones, and I've looked around and I've not really found a better one than this one, so I'm gonna go with this one as well. It kind of gives you the idea of what to do so you can understand what you're looking for. Now you can cruise through and look at all these different story chapters from 1 through 10, but this one has a pretty good selection of enemies, a pretty good amount, and a fairly good choice of targets. So this one has 2 waves, and you can see there's 4 enemies on the first wave, so that's 2 for each one. So that's 8 points for the first wave. And then on the second wave there are 2 more enemies and a boss, so that's 12 total normal points and then 3 more for the boss. So that's 15 points altogether. So every time you run this version of this chapter, you get 15 points. So instead of just running one that just has 1 wave and doesn't have a boss, it may only give you just a few. Doing it this way, you get multiple. Now you can pay attention to something else on the attacking selector. I got 15 points for that battle, right? But I also did it times 3 times. So that was actually 45 points in total because the game calculated the rewards as if I ran it 3 times instead of 1. Now be cautious though, because that does also mean that it's going to take 3 times the stamina. So normally it is just 4 stamina per run, but because I did it 3 times, it cost me 12. Now you can go ahead and go in here into the repeat options and choose how many times you want to run it in a row. So if you want to do it 3 times, 12 times, that costs you 144 stamina all in all. So that's how you set that up. So let's go ahead and go back and look at how I'm doing on the rankings now. I probably didn't jump any with just that one because that was only like 45 points. So that wasn't really enough to move the needle. So I'm at 4,850. So I need to do another couple thousand to be able to jump up to level 5 or so, you know. So, but that's one good way for you to get a lot higher score than anybody else that's playing that may not be really taking into consideration what they're, you know, what they're focusing on. You need to focus on those chapters that give you the most points possible. Now, when you look at the rewards for this event, you can see why it might be really good to try to focus on this, because rank 1 gives you 1,000 gems. That's nothing to sneeze at. And 7 of these pull summon tokens. Rank 2, you know, rank 3, rank 4 to 5, rank 6 to 10, and then as you go on down the list, 11 to 50, you get 100,000 crowns. Now, I think 50 is pretty much the whole bracket that you're in. I think there's only 50 people in a ranking bracket. And then, excuse me, there's multiple copies of that ranking bracket on the server. So who knows, there may be 10,000 different brackets. It's just based on how many people are playing the game. So just remember that the rewards are based on your bracket and they're based on your placement in your bracket. The missions give you a certain amount of tokens based on what kind of enemies you fight and what you defeat. So look for missions that have a lot of enemies and possibly have 1 or more bosses in it. I haven't seen one that has more than 1 boss, so I don't really know of a better one than the one I showed you, but if you do find a better one than the one I'm doing, let me know in the comments so that I can do better as well. It probably won't hurt you at all to share that information because you're probably not even in the same bracket as anybody that might be watching this content. So, you know, what's it going to hurt to share? Let's all try to help each other do better. So if you know of one that I'm doing that's, you know, one that you're doing that's better than the one I'm doing, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments on that. So I just want to thank you for watching this. I hope this helped you. I hope this helped you do better in your placement on the Monster Hunter ranking event. Thanks for watching my content. I appreciate you. Look in the description of my video for a link to my Discord. We have a thriving, active Discord that would love to interact and talk to you about the game and help you with game questions that you may have. Talk to you later. Thank you. Have a good day.